2 seconds, I'll just open these curtains, it shouldn't be too bad. Welcome to the sale of the century! Holy crap, I wasn't expecting that. It was so bright. If you've ever seen me in real life, you'll know that I'm not one for the sun. I'm very, very pale. But one thing that got me thinking about that was transparencies. It's a big contender and an issue and something that is so vital to screen printing that I thought I'm going to go over it because I'm actually having issues at the moment with my printing, and every time I print out a transparency it just doesn't get thick enough. I have trouble washing it out and I battle and battle, and then I end up putting too much water on that screen and it ruins it. Then I've just ruined all that emulsion time. I'm going to have to use another screen and that's just a waste of money. And again, we don't like wasting money. We don't like wasting money. That's not what we do around here. So I'm going to go through the process. What I'm going to do is try and learn the best way to get the most rich, thick and opaque black out of this printer. This is a WF7710. This thing is a beauty. It also is able to do sublimation. That's why I actually bought the refillable ink cartridges, so that I can do sublimation in the future. I might buy another printer just to do my transparencies, and then have this one predominantly doing my sublimation, which then you can print onto 100% polyester shots. Just print off a design, then actually put it onto a shot, basically the same way we do heat transfer paper in one of my previous videos. I'll put a link down to that in the description down below. And because I love you, I'm going to put down in the description when I find the blackest ink configuration for your transparency. When I find it, I'll put it down here. That's the time. In the description, look in the description. Come on. If you want to join my journey, continue watching, but you can go down here just because I love you and I don't want you to have to go through the process of watching me do it. I'll do an inkjet transparency and we'll see if we can get the most rich black out of it so that we can really stop that light hitting the screen. Then what I'll do is I'll also print that thick black rich black out using the laser. At least then we've got an idea once we start printing out that we know we've got it perfect on the inkjet. Will it go over to the laser? Laser is a little bit different. It uses heat in the toner, and what it can do is it can actually shrink those transparencies and you actually get a small difference from transparency to transparency. I recommend inkjet, and I think people should really use inkjet. But not everyone's going to have the opportunity to use inkjet, and the transparencies for a laser are cheaper. So what I recommend is that you print out the same image twice just to double up, and then you'll get a thicker, richer black, more opaque, and you'll stop that light getting through onto the screen, because that's a major issue. A major issue with screen printing is not having a good enough transparency blocking out that light. And if any light can get through, it starts exposing that emulsion and it makes it harder to wash out. So we'll get on to it. Let's start it. Let's get this ball in motion. I'm going to be using Corel Draw. You can be using whatever you want. It may be different. It may, you could go down to Office Works or anything like that and ask them to print out a transparency for you. Make sure that what we get to in the end, they're getting the most rich black out of that printer as possible, so that we can block out that light, because that's what it's all about, blocking out that light. Blocking out that light. What I'm going to be using is my Milky Inkjet transparency paper. So this is it here. As you can see, it's kind of got a milky texture there. And what we do is we print and allow the ink go onto the sticky side of that transparency. So if we look down here, what I do is I just lick my thumb and then I grab it, and then what will happen is it'll actually stick to my finger. That's where we want the ink to go. If we put it on the other side, what it does is it puts the ink onto the actual glossy side, and then it starts to bead and fall off and run, and it doesn't actually get absorbed by that sticky side, which then holds that definition of the image. So we want to make sure that we're putting it onto the sticky side, and you can always check that just by dabbing your thumb in some saliva and just touching the corner of it. Just touch the corner of it. It will save you issues later on, because there's nothing worse than having a guess. It's 50-50, and 100% of the time that 50-50, you've done it the wrong way. It's just the way it works. It's just the way it works every time. Every time. But I'll put it in. Then what we're going to do is we're going to print out a nice thick processed black. Just make a small square, and we'll see how it comes out. That will just give us a nice borderline image just to start off with, and then we can see what we want to do from there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a square, something like that, and then I'm going to fill it in, and then we're going to go straight down there. Just going to go straight down to as black can be, and I've noticed I'm actually 75, 68, 65, 90, so I think that's the most rich that we're going to get. I think that's a pretty good colour, because it's actually including CMYK, so it's not just a black ink that's coming out, but it's actually coming out with the cyan, magenta, yellow and black. So I think we're actually going to have a pretty good shot here, just printing it normally. So I'll go in there. Doesn't fit in the medium, I think the preferences are different. Yep, layer, so we'll go up to A3. Where are we? Document size, come on. A3, perfect. Plain paper, don't want that high. Colour, grayscale black. Colour doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to go OK, 7710, apply. Do we have any other ones? Separation. It doesn't really matter. No separations on this one. This is a composite, so this is just going to be all 4 of them. Now I'm going to apply it. I'm going to print it out. So this is our black. This is the transparency here. This is how it's come out. As you can see, light is still actually getting through it, and that's still going to cause you issues later on. You know, that light, you can still see through it. So we've got that still showing light through it, and you might think that that's not an issue, but when you're burning a screen printed screen, you really want to have it on there for 8 minutes, and that's 8 minutes of light exposing that emulsion. And then if you're not doing it properly and you're letting the light get through, it's going to give you a bad time, and I know it gives me issues all the time. So let's try and get it more opaque. So what I usually do is I'll grab that square, I'll put the inkjet back into the printer, and I'll just move it across like that. Now I'll have a comparable, so I'll go from here to here to here to here, and I'll just work my way down the page, so I can just use the same transparency to figure this out. So I'll go to print, I've got to composite, colour, separations. I've just noticed colour conversions performed by Corel Draw. I want to see what happens when I let the printer do the work. See if we actually get a difference. So I've used the same colour, so that's the same colour. You know, you're 75, 68, 65, 90. So that's the same colour, but we'll see if when the printer does it, if it does a better job at keeping that pure black. So I'll just go up again. Yep, my colour performed by the printer. Okay, we'll see what happens. So here we go. So that was the one that was straight from Corel Draw. This is the one where the printer actually did the work. So you got this one, and then this one. Like, look at the difference of that. That's quite a large difference, you know. That was just by changing when the printer was making the decisions in the colour and not letting it go from the computer and telling the printer what colour to use, which is actually, I'm actually quite surprised with that. You know, I don't know, it's pretty dark, but I think I might be able to get it more opaque. You know, you could still see light through that. It can be better. Let me just continue trying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move this over again, just to the side. So I like that darkness in that. So I'll go up here. I just want to see. So that's all okay. It's not printing as a bitmap. We've got the color, composite. The printer's doing the work. Correct color profile using. Oh. Preserve pure black. Rendering intense. Now, that looks pretty good. I mean, I haven't actually got to Google yet. I've just been playing around with this because every printer's going to be different. Every printer's going to have its way to do it. What I've been doing is printing things off, and it seems to change every time. I do the same thing over and over again, and then I come up against an issue, and then I have to start back again. This just keeps happening, and you'll get this too, you know. Working with your printer, it may be blocked jets, there may be a number of things that are causing the issue. Just persevere and get to the point where you can get a nice, clean, pure black image coming out of there that you can get your transparency working well. So we're going to try that one. See how it goes. Well, would you look at that? So that was the one I did when the Corel Draw was doing it. That was the one when the printer was doing it, and that was the one I just did. It looks like the ink has actually absorbed into the sticky material, and now it's actually just doing the same thing. See that? It's a little darker, but I think the ink has actually absorbed. Of course. I've got the same thing. It didn't actually do anything. Oh my goodness, this is it. Without a good transparency, you're really wasting your time. You know, I might just put those back to default. Just back to default, and then we'll try something else, because that didn't work. That didn't do anything. Onwards and upwards, friend. Just going to move my square again. Let's move it to the side. Go to my print settings. Another thing I want to try, so I've put everything back to the default there. Default. Just default that. Apply, Corel Draw. So that's what it was previously. It does have preserved black, which is nice. Composite, I don't really have to worry about that right now. I do have my bitmap downsampling is monochrome, 1200 dots per inch. So that's going to allow a lot more ink onto that printed paper. So we should see at least a little bit of difference. So I'm going to try that one out. Again, same printer. Same size, high quality, plain paper, colour, doesn't matter, it's like black. Because I want that cyan and magenta and yellow to come out as well, so we'll just leave it at that and print. Well, that's the lightest out of all of them. See, that one's gotten lighter again. It's the same. We've got a cyan, magenta, yep, got that. Got my object properties. What I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to put it into grayscale. and I'm going to take it down to the lowest. I want grey. It says grey. But what's it say when I go 1? Hell, I'll just try it. Put it on 0. I put it on 0. Print. I do want my monochrome to be 1200 because that's the highest it's going to go. That's the best. You really want that amount of. I'm going to go black and grayscale because I'm using grayscale here. I've loaded up my paper. Let's see how it turns out. So here we go. They're all the ones that were in CMYK. That is in grayscale. Now look at the difference in those. Look at that. It's definitely a lot blacker, which is really good. Look at that. You know, on the other side as well. You know, we're still getting light through it. Whoa, look at that. And then look at that. You know, how much light is going to get through your transparency onto your screen. That's why you're having issues washing out. You know? See, that's pretty cool. That's actually done a little bit of a job. But now we're talking. Now we're talking. Pretty good. Actually, that was actually really good. I just wonder how I can make that darker. I wouldn't mind making it a lot darker. I have to try a few things and see how it goes. Progress is being made. Hopefully this is sort of helping out, because this is going to help me out later on when I start doing things, and I just want to get everything to a level playing field where I know I've got a good transparency. That's not my issue. You know, maybe it's my emotion. Once you start knocking it out, you just sort of figure something out. I've got an issue here. Let us make sure that everything is on point so that we can nut out what the actual issue is. And that grayscale black is pretty good. I've got to say, it's pretty good. I think it could be blacker. We'll try. I'm just going to move my thing over. So this is my grayscale line. Printing preferences. I'm going to go up and see what else there is. Color output. Grayscale. Goodness gracious, sorry about that. Default. Grayscale. We'll try that. About print preview. It's not really gonna, it's just gonna come up the same. It's not actually gonna show me my transparency, so we'll go through and print that out. So I've just let those ones dry. I've definitely got an improvement. You know, there's still letting a lot of light in. You know? I'm going to load this one up again, and I'm going to have another shot. Just have another shot. Just bang that back in. Goodness. There it goes. And I'm going to move my square across, which is on the grayscale again on 0, and then I'm going to go to my settings, print, layout, color, on grayscale, dot gain. I'm gonna try this one. Color and grayscale, and I'm just going to type in 1200 just so it's the same as that one. They say that your eye can't see past like the definition of a 300 dpi image, which is actually reasonably good. 300 dpi, a little bit higher, you know, that's really good definition, but 1200 is excessive. I just want to see what it's going to do, so I've moved my square, hit print. And it's the same. Okay, I think I'm going to start a new line. I'm going to go down here, and I want to use spot colours. I have a feeling I might get a little bit of luck out of the spot colours. So, wait a minute. If I go here, I come down, palette library, spot colours, Pantone. Got my Pantone Plus, solid coated. And then I go my black, Pantone black. 6C, Pantone black C, 100% Pantone black. Goodness gracious, how many colours are there? There's a lot of colours. So, yeah, black's right at the bottom. I'm going to go the 6C. And we'll see what happens with that. My transparency is already loaded up. Composite. I'll go separation. Preferences. A3. What are you talking about? Doesn't fit the media. Get out of that. Separations. I'll go my Pantone Black C. So I've gotten rid of that. I've chosen my Pantone Black. That's because I've gone separations. Pantone Black. Oh, that's the same. I don't want all of this. Because it's noticed that there are two colours, it's trying to separate them for me, but I'm only printing the one colour anyway. There it is. So I'll get out of that. And I'm going to print a spot colour. Here it is. Give it time to dry and I'll probably end up like these ones. Still not very good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and print it out using a different type of paper. I'm going to tell it that it's a photo paper. I did try a matte paper previously, so I'm going to get rid of it and go to CMYK Rich Black. Then I've moved my square and I'm going to print it out and tell it that it is Premium Presentation Paper Matte, Photo Quality Semi-Gloss for Premium Paper Glossy, for Ultra Premium, High Quality, Grayscale, OK. Apply. Now I'm going to load my paper up. Okay. Paper type. Premium. Where's goodness gracious? It's going to be premium, high quality, premium glossy. Boom. Cool. So now I'm going to print this. So just check out a monochrome. Boom, boom. Awesome. Boom, boom. Oh no, that's not what we want. Print all text in black. Leave that alone. As a we'll just leave it as a composite. Oh goodness. No. I don't want any of that. Why do you keep telling me I need that? Okay. And it's just going to print it out. Here we go. A square. Grayscale, yes. Good, good, good. Now, print. It's taking a little bit longer, which is nice to see. It's actually making a little bit of effort for once. Now it's not even black, and it's lighter than the rest. I tell you, I'm having some pain. This thing is an absolute pain in the behind. It was black on the screen, and now it came out green. I don't. I think I might try matte paper. I'll try that. Okay, come over here, go to print. Where's that high glossy, which says grayscale? Want that on high. Okay, apply, print. Oh no, I didn't move my square. Whoops a daisies. Okay, now I've moved my square. I'm gonna print that out. Premium presentation paper, matte, high, grayscale. Okay, apply, pre-press. Good, it doesn't have all that stuff on it. Now I'm gonna print it. Still. Look at the amount of light that's coming through there. None of them are good. Okay, so I'm going to move this one over first before I do anything. Then I'm going to change the colour of it. Because it was on CMYK, I'm on RGB, and I've gotten 0 in all of them. So the hex code is all zeros. So there is no red, no green, and no blue being used at all. This is all black ink. Goodness. So I go up to print. Matte paper, high quality, apply, print. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. Look at that. You can even see my silly haircut in the picture of it. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. No, you can't tell me that's not good. That is as black. Like, oh goodness, look at it. Boom. Like, that light is very, very... And you can actually see it drying, look. See, that's light. That is light coming through. That's not light. That's being blocked. You know? That's definitely being blocked. See where that's coming out, and you can see the colour of the actual, you can see the colour of the fence, and you can see the colour of the shade. This you can't. It's completely changed it. Here, like, look it up. See, you can see that. You can see M through that. M. Alt. You can see everything, but this one, you can't see a thing through it. I've got to say, I'm pretty happy with that. Look at it. It's literally night and day. Now we know that we've got a nice thick black on that inkjet paper. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put it onto laser printer paper. So I've got some of that here. Oops, right in the eye. That's great. This stuff here is completely clear. That's compared to my inkjet paper, which you can see here, which has got that milky texture. And it's got that sticky side. This doesn't have that. This is just clear, transparent film. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load that into my laser printer. down there. And then I'm going to print off that pure black that we made using that. So I'll just go here. Again, we've got that hex code, which is all zeros, and then we've got zeros in the red, the green, the blue as well. So now I can bring this up here, and I've actually only got A4 paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring that down to there, and I'm going to go to the print. I'm going to change it to my laser printer, plain paper. You know, it is a glossy paper. I'm going to change it to that, which means it's actually going to have to be fed in, which is totally fine. I can do that. 2400 DPI class, perfect. Nothing there, don't really need anything there. Great, got an issue, it's not filling the screen. What I can do is I can just drag that down onto my A4 sheet of paper, and it's going to be there. So that's going to get rid of that issue. Awesome. Fine, fine, fine. Was there grayscale? Document type. Glossy paper. It doesn't actually have a colour. Print profile. No, it doesn't actually have anything for grayscale specifically. Oh, mono. Yep, try that. Sure, apply. Now we're going to print that. So there we go. That's it there. We're still getting a little bit of that light through, but it's still pretty good. As you can see with the paper, you can tell that it heats it up because it gets all wavy. It starts to get wavy, and you notice it then when you're starting to do more than one colour. But see, that's still pretty good, you know. Can we see it up at any colour? So you can still see stuff through it. You can still see the lines through it. Can you see that? Try to get the angle right. See, we're still getting that light through there. Get my inkjet. See how we're not getting a single thing through there? Get the lighting. We're not getting a single thing through there. We're going to bring this over. Doesn't matter where we are, we can still see those lines through it. It's still a really good. I really do like it. See, you can see my finger through it. As it's starting to get, yeah. Again, using this as a comparison, this is the same hex code as this here. You can't see my finger at all. And that is as good a comparison as I can actually give someone. You know, between the pair of them. You know how it's still quite grainy? I mean, we could probably figure around with it, but I've noticed when I have done things with the laser, that is exactly how it comes out, and it always comes out. That's why the ink offers more compared. See, you can actually see it's starting to get more translucent. You can actually start to see more. You know? And that's why I always recommend the Inkjet, because of that. You can't get much darker. It's pretty good, but you're still going to have issues washing out with this one compared to this one. Well, there you go. I went through the process of doing quite a few of them. You know, just trial and error. Basically, that's the best way. You know, at least then you know yourself. You can go to so many different people and they're all going to tell you different things. You've got a WF7710 Epson printer. That's it. make sure it's on RGB. The hex code is all zeros. Make sure there's no red, no green, no blue, nothing coming through. And then you're going to want to make sure you go onto your printer, preferences, matte paper, then make sure you're on grayscale, and on your pre-press make sure you increase the dots per inch to as high as it can go, 1200, as high as you can go. You know, I've got to say I'm pretty happy with it, because we actually got a result. Look at that. You cannot see a single thing. Silver pole, gone. And I don't think you're going to get any better than that. I can see you. This gives me an idea. Yeah, boy. Yes! I can open the curtains for you now. That's what I call a victory. I called that one a victory. I'm gonna see you again soon. I just wanted to get that out of the way, because transparency, I've been having issues with that. It's sort of on and off. I've been doing it, getting it done, and then, you know, when I reset my computer, I got rid of everything off of there, so I had more space for all of my work. I'm producing music now, so I need more space for that. I need more space for my designs that I'm trying to get through. I need more space for everything. So what I'll be doing is I'll actually be investing in an external hard drive. But in turn, what's happened is it's actually gotten rid of all my presets that I had when I was doing my work. So it's good to go through this and learn, and now I can replicate this every time I do a transparency. And I hope this helps, and I hope you got something from it, because all I want to do is just punch through this until I can start showing you my business stuff, because I really want to get that going, you know. COVID's kind of stopping that. We'll get there though. I love you, you cheeky minx. Have a good day. Bye. What a beautiful day. I love the sun on my skin. At least it's not in my eyes.